So I am kind of working on another speech. To whom I'm going to give it to, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm positive that I want to give it to somebody. This one's really interesting, though. It's about kind of the precipice of this bike ride that I took. I know everything's kind of collaborating around the bike ride, but that's what all my speeches are about. So bike ride, bike ride, bike ride, which I loved it, man. It really changed my life. But there was a portion before the ride that really pushed me to make something happen. It was like an alarm that was going off in my head. Every morning, the same conversation was there in my mind. Every night, the same conversation put me to bed. And it was really just about taking some serious action. I was in a position where I needed to make some moves personally, financially, and really just life track. Not so much a do-over, but just a recorrection or a correction of my path. And it was very similar to an alarm clock. I mean, it was just always telling me the same thing, that I had to take action on something. It made me feel that if I didn't take action on that, that was going to pass me by. And at one point, I just kind of gave into it. I've done some research in regards to this, dinking around on the computer and the websites and the internet, I guess, and found two areas where there was a similar person who spoke of this. One was Socrates. He said that there was a person, a voice inside of his head that kind of directed him and made suggestions for him, but never forced him to do something. The other person I ran across was Carl Jung of the Myers-Briggs field of study, who summed it up as basically that there was a self, a higher self inside of you that kind of directed you. Now, going back to this bike ride that I went on, this was something that I actually tried to give into along the way. I was just like, what's this voice talking about? I've heard it in the Dale Carnegie type of people, the Tony Robbins type of people, and most specifically in the Napoleon Hill, where he states specifically there are forces out there that will help you. He doesn't understand what they are, doesn't try to define them, but he says that they're there. So going back to this morning alarm clock, that was the precipice for me jumping on my bike and heading to Florida. And along the way, really testing to see if there was something out there, if there was some connection that I have somewhere to something that could help me. And it led me to a lot of interesting, fun things to do. That now I'm trying to get out onto this speech, because I definitely feel that it was something that positively impacted me. It was something that it is now something that I can rely on somewhat, still learning the ropes. But I definitely see an interaction between this self of me and me as the driver of this vehicle. You know, kind of like a CB radio or something in your car. Breaker, breaker, 9 to 4, you need to make a left, cops ahead. Okay, I get it. So now I go back to this desk and this computer and try to figure it out. But I definitely believe that this alarm clock moved me in a way. I definitely believe that there's an alarm clock in everybody. I definitely believe that there's a voice in everybody. That if we could just turn into and figure out how to navigate, maybe could make some benefit in this crazy human existence. So I'm going to write about that. And I hope you're having a great day as usual. Hey.